What we're going to be looking at here is this conventional retail inventory method, and we're going to be comparing it here to the cost method for this retail inventory valuation. And all I'm going to be looking at here is really how we calculate this ratio here of our cost to our retail value, because this is critical when we have to determine our ending inventory at cost. We have to determine our ending inventory here at retail, and then we using these ratios here, either as the cost method ratio of the cost to retail here, or the conventional method here of this ratio of cost to retail, we can determining our ending inventory at cost. And what we'll be looking at here is the cost method here, where I'm concentrating on these markdowns here. We're going to go through an example here for our markdowns and price. Now with the cost method, the markdowns are included when you calculate your cost to retail ratio here. But for the conventional method here, the markdowns are not included. We only include the markups here. But for the cost method here, we would include both these markdowns and markups. But I'm just going to go through an example here and showing the effect that it has when we include these markdowns here for the cost method and we don't here for the conventional method. So let's go up and look at our example. So we're going to be looking at an example here showing the difference between this conventional retail inventory method versus the cost method. Now for example here, we're going to have purchased two items here at $10 each, and the original sales price would be $20 each for these items here that we purchased. And we're going to just look at them in terms here of two items, and then we're going to later have written down $4 worth of these items here. So let's go and look at first look at our cost retail method here. This is where the markdowns are included in this cost to retail ratio. So for example here, we have a cost, two items here at $10 each, where their cost is $20. Now that's for the purchases here. And then the retail price here, well, we have two items here at $20 each, so our retail here was $40, and that's just for our purchases here. Now when we're using this cost retail method here, this is where we include our deductions here. We're going to include these deductions, or our markdown here, our markdowns, when we calculate our cost to retail ratio. So let's look at those markdowns here and let's understand what they are. And then we're just going to be looking at them in terms here of this. One item is written down here to, by $4. So we have one item sitting here at $10. That was one of those, the cost here sitting here at $10, and then the other item here would be at $6 since it was written down by $4. $4 subtracting that for 10 here, you come up with 6. So your total amount here on your cost would be 10 plus 6, or $16. So that would be our markdown here, $16. Subtracting that here from our retail amount here of $40, we have our ending inventory here at retail at $24. So now to calculate our cost to the retail ratio, all we would do is take the $20 here, that's our cost, and divide it here by $24 here, our ending inventory here at retail, $24. So you can see the percentage here, dividing those out here, you get 83.3%. So our ending inventory at cost would be $24 here, times 83.3% here, the cost to retail ratio, gives us an ending inventory at cost of $20 here. So that's the ending inventory at cost. And we're just going to look, you can just use this these numbers here and compare it to our, when we look at our conventional retail method here, the lower cost or market method here. So this cost to retail method here reflects the average cost of the two items without considering the loss on one of them here. It's just an average cost here. Now let's look at the conventional retail method, or the lower cost or market method here. This is where markdowns are not included in the cost to retail ratio. So again, same example, we have the purchases here, cost of $20, that was two at $10 each, and then our retail price here was two at $20 each, or $40 each. So now we can go directly here, and for this conventional retail method here, we calculate our cost to retail ratio. Just our cost here of $20, divide that here by the retail price here of $40, and I get our cost to retail ratio here of 50%. Now this is where we, for the conventional retail method, we have now calculated our cost to retail ratio, and that's before the markdowns. Now let's just look at deducting our markdowns here. Again, the same amount here. We had one item, let's just say, was written down here by $4. So and we have one item here at $10 cost here, and then one item would be the difference here between $4 minus 10 or $6. Again, $16 here. That was the write down or markdowns here, $16. So our ending inventory at retail would be just the difference here between retail here at $40 less $16 here gives us $24. Now we've calculated our cost to retail ratio up here at 50%. Now we can calculate our ending inventory at cost. So that would be simply the ending inventory at retail here of $24 here times 50%. That equals $12 here. So you can see the difference that we have here using this conventional retail method here versus the cost retail method. The cost retail method, we had $20 here for our ending inventory at cost, and for the conventional retail method, the lower cost or market method here, we have $12. And what is that comprised of here? Well, that would be our inventory valuation here. We have one item here at $10, and then we have one item here at $2, and a total amount here would be ending inventory at cost at $12. So that was reduced here. If we look at this item here at $2, that was reduced here. This sales price was from $20 here, reduced down to $4 here, and our cost from $10 was reduced down to $2. So that's just what we're looking at here when we're using this conventional retail method or the lower cost to market method. Now we did this is only going through numbers here, and you can use them for what they're worth just to determine how you would relate these two items here, looking at the difference between this cost to retail method versus the conventional retail method or the lower cost to market method here. Now with the lower cost to market method, you hear our ending inventory at cost here is lower than the cost to retail method. Say our ending inventory here at cost was $12 here for this conventional retail method or the lower cost to market method. And then if we go up here and look at the cost to retail method here, our ending inventory, just to review that again here, was $20. So it's greater here. So the conventional retail method is the lower cost to market method here, and then this cost method is just as it is here. That's where we calculate our cost to retail ratio after we deduct the markdowns. Whereas the conventional retail method here, we calculate our cost to retail ratio here before we deduct our markdowns. So that's the basic difference here. Just going through an example here showing how they would fall out here in terms of numbers.